Hello everyone, my name is Joni and welcome to Love Qualified, a ministry that is dedicated to encouraging others to experience the sovereign love of the one true God who has qualified us to be his beloved ones. On this channel we talk about faith, entrepreneurship and lifestyle, and today I'm going to be talking all about how I promote or how I market my books as an indie author. So if you want us to have this conversation, then keep watching. So some of you may know that I am the contemporary Christian romance author of The One Who Knows Me, The One Who Loves Me, and The One Who Sees Me. Book 4 in that series is going to be coming out next year by God's grace. And I also have a companion devotional and journal to the debut novel called The God Who Knows Me. Oh my days, look at that. This is coming out December 2nd. This is a companion devotional and journal to my debut novel called The One Who Knows Me. So I am doing a behind the scenes vlog about how the publishing process for this devotional is going. So keep watching if you are interested in that. But we're not talking about this today. Anyway, these are available for pre-orders. The paperback and ebook is available for pre-order now. The link is down below. Today we are going to be talking about marketing, okay? This is a video that I have promised you guys. I know from my previous video where I talked about how I made my first £1,000 as an author, I asked you guys whether you were interested in me doing a video about how I market my books, and you guys were interested. There were quite a few of you who said that you would like a video like that, so here it is. I thank God that I've been able to sit down and film this video, because it takes a lot nowadays to be able to sit down and film a video, but we're here by God's grace. So here we go. Marketing. Let's talk about marketing, because marketing is very important as an author. If you want to sell books, like if you just want to write and just publish, anybody can write and publish. But if you want to sell books, you have to market, okay? Now, I'm not a marketing expert, okay? Everything I'm going to be sharing in this video are things that I have learned, okay? This is from my knowledge, from my experience from publishing novels since 2018, so the last 5 years, or publishing books, not novels. I've only been publishing novels since 2021, but from publishing books the last 5 years, I have gained some knowledge, okay? Acquired some knowledge, and I've tried a few marketing strategies, and I just wanted to share them with you today. This is not a how-to video. I'm just sharing my knowledge and what I have learned. If you feel like some of these things appeal to you, you can try them. You don't have to try every single marketing technique, because nobody does every single marketing technique, and actually it just would make you feel overwhelmed. So there you go. Just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. One thing that I wanted to say is that there are several stages to marketing, okay? There are things that you can do before your book, is published, because people always think about what you're gonna do leading up to publication or after your book is published, but actually it starts from when you're writing the book, okay? Because marketing is about creating awareness for your book. Marketing is not about selling, so book sales comes as a result of marketing, but marketing simply means creating awareness of your book, okay? So I was listening to this podcast a few months ago, and I heard this very successful author on there talking about, she was describing, she used this analogy which I really, really love. She said marketing is kind of like baking some cookies, and then your friend comes to visit or whatnot, or you go to visit your friend and you bring those cookies with you, but instead of telling your friend about these cookies, you leave the cookies in your bag, but you know that your friend loves cookies. She loves like chocolate chip cookies, she loves a certain flavor, she's gonna love all those things that you've made, but instead of telling her that you've made it, you leave it in your bag, and then she doesn't find out about it, and then she doesn't get the cookies from you. So if you then bring that to your friend, you go to your friend and then you say, oh, I was baking the other day and I made some cookies. I know you love chocolate chip cookies. I know you like this flavor. I know they're your favorite. Would you like to try some? The friend's like, ooh, I actually love all of those things. Let's have a look. And then you take out the cookies, you show your friend, and they look at it. It's very like appealing, it looks very delicious. It smells delicious. Like, oh, can I try some? And then they try some and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so lovely. And then they buy all the cookies from you, or take and eat all of them or whatever. Marketing is kind of like that, okay? You need to create awareness, okay? You need to, first of all, know your ideal reader. So from that analogy, you can tell that when you were baking those cookies, you knew what your friend liked, okay? So you knew that she liked chocolate chocolate chips, you knew that she liked certain flavors, and then you decided to make what you know that she would like. Okay, if she liked strawberry flavor or whatever, you were going to add that in because you know that's what she likes. So you need to know your ideal reader. If you don't know who your ideal reader is, then you just don't know who you're going to be raising awareness to. So it's very important to know who you're writing the book for. So again, I'm writing for people who want to have a profitable author business, right? If you're just writing just because you just want to write and publish your writing for yourself, this might not apply to you. But if you want to sell books, it's very important to know who you're going to be selling to. So number one, know your ideal reader. Actually write out who your ideal readers are. This is something that I actually write down in my marketing plan, like my author business plan. There's a section of my author business plan where I write who my ideal readers are. And if you guys want to see what my author business plan is like, I did a video at the very beginning of this year where I shared my author business goals and I shared my author business plan. I'll leave it in the cards. You can go back and watch that video because you can see some of the things that I wrote there about who my ideal reader is. So yeah, you need to know your ideal reader, and then you need to know where to find your ideal reader. So those are two very important things. Know your ideal reader and know where to find them, because those things are going to be really, really important. Now I've broken this down into what you can do before publication, and then like what you can do the weeks or months leading up to publication. I'll share what I do so you can probably pick up some points from them, and then some things that you can do after publication. Okay, so I'm looking down because I've got my laptop here with me, and there's a lot to share, guys, so I'm sorry if this video is gonna be long, but there's just a lot of information I want to share with you guys, so here you go. So I've talked about finding your ideal reader. Some of the other things that you can do before publication is trying to grow your social media platform so that you can connect with your readers online. One of the things that I think that I did wrong when I started my author journey, and that's because I just didn't know that I was going to become an author, is how, like, my Instagram page, right? I use the same Instagram now that I was using way before I knew I was going to become an author. That Instagram is mixed, right? The audience, the people that follow me, I have like a lot of authors following me, but I have a lot of people who are following me just because of like my PA journey, like being a physician associate, and I have a lot of like personal, like friends and family following me who are not necessarily my ideal readers. So if you want to create like social media presence, you want to create an awareness of your books on social media, you need to start posting, or I think it would help if you start posting about, you know, topics, or posting, maybe you can start posting about books that are in the same genre that you're writing, to reel in those readers that are interested in that genre. So for example, if I were to start this all over again, it's just because I can't be bothered to, but if I wanted to create a whole new author account or another separate one, I will probably create a whole separate Instagram account where I only talk about Christian fiction books, like Christian fiction romance, to be fair, because I would want the people who follow that account to be readers of Christian fiction romance, so that by the time it comes to me sharing about my books and my journey, it's already something that they do. Okay, and I find that authors who are quite successful on Instagram are usually ones that have readers following them rather than authors. So that's something that you need to be aware of. Okay, so sort of growing your social media platforms to connect with readers online. I did that. I did a reset with my social, like growing awareness on social media, by doing TikTok, okay? Because I created a separate account in 2021. I called it Author Joan Umbrella, and I was only targeting readers. And I feel like up to today, that's why marketing for me on TikTok is so successful, because I have a lot of readers following me there more than authors. I do have authors following me there, but it's more readers of Christian fiction romance. Another thing that you can do before publication is starting your author newsletter. I started an author newsletter in 2020. And this was like a year and almost over a year before I published my first novel. And what I was doing was basically just sharing like behind the scenes, like updates about my author journal, what I was writing at that time. I actually queried my debut novel. I actually queried it. I sent it to like 2 publishers and I got rejected. So I was just giving like updates just behind the scenes of things that I was doing. And I was just sharing encouraging messages, like what God was teaching me, things like that. And I had people follow me, like people were actually interested in following my behind the scenes journey. So if you're saying that you don't know what you're going to do, like you don't know what you're going to post, like start your author newsletter like today. Okay, even if you're not posting much, even if it's just 1 paragraph or 2 paragraphs just to update what you've been doing that month relating to your writing journey, start it today, okay? Because I find that these people who actually follow you, who give you their email address, are people that support you, people that literally, if somebody trusts you with their email address, that's a huge thing. That's a big thing to say that I'm going to trust you enough to send me emails every month. You know, social media can like fade away tomorrow. Like we can wake up tomorrow, there's no TikTok, there's no Instagram, there's no YouTube, but you know, these addresses you're always gonna have. So it's very important to build your author newsletter, because you can raise awareness there to these people who support you, who will go the extra mile for you. You can build awareness there about your books. You can do exclusive giveaways there. You can reveal the cover of your books to them. You can be the first people to reveal the cover to them and let them join your book launch team, you know, things like that. There's so many advantages of owning and, you know, having an author newsletter. So that's something that you can do before publication. Now, leading up to publication, what I did so again, this is about how I published, you know, how I market my books. What I did and what I still do, especially for my debut novel, when I knew that nobody knew me, this was the first time that I was publishing in the Christian romance space. My debut novel published in September 21. I started like raising awareness on social media and sort of like planning the book launch from January. Okay, so like my book launch plans, I created a marketing plan. It's very important, guys. Like, if you want to sell books, you need to have a marketing plan. I feel like authors take this very lightly when other artists know that this is very, very important. So for example, if you have a singer, right? A singer knows that if they're going to release a song, they need to create a plan to promote the song, okay? They'll book gigs, they'll book shows, they'll book like, you know, gigs here, left, right, and center, because they know that if they don't book these gigs and sing these songs, people wouldn't know about them. They need to raise awareness about this. Like lots of different artists, and even with movies, you know, they know that they have to create a plan for it to like promote it, you know, things like that. I feel like authors are the only ones who just feel like they can just publish books and they're just magically gonna sell themselves. No, guys, you need to have a plan. Okay, back to what I was talking about. What you can do leading up to publication, what I've done. So I do like a title reveal, okay? The title and blurb reveal. I make that a big thing. You know, I'll do a post about title reveal, blurb reveal. I always post to my newsletter subscribers first and then on social media. So usually Instagram, TikTok and stuff like that. And then I do the release date reveal as well. I usually do that with the title and blurb reveal together. And then I reveal the characters. So the next month I reveal the characters. I'll say, okay, this is all about Jaden, you know, just to create awareness about it. I'll be like, okay guys, my contemporary Christian romance novel is coming out. This is a release date, this is a blurb, this is the first main character. I list, you know, the tropes, you know, in there, and just like this is what's going on, blah blah blah. And you know, it's all about creating like awareness for it. Then another thing that I do is that I post the first chapter on my website. I always post the first chapter because this is something that helps people to get hooked. So if you read the first chapter, you're like, oh, I really like this, I like the writing style, all of that stuff, they might be motivated to go and pre-order the book. And then another thing that I do is the cover reveal. Cover reveal is a big day, okay? So I reveal the cover. I usually get like an ARC team or a book launch team or review team. These are usually people from my newsletter. Before, it used to be random people from social media, but I've actually found that when I take random people from social media, they're unlikely to actually post. So people from my newsletter, they usually go the extra mile for me, so I trust them. Okay, so now I only build my book launch team from people who follow me on social media, on my people who are subscribed to my newsletter. So when I build an ARC team, a review team, they will post about the book on their social media page. They'll tell their friends about it, and that's all like raising awareness for the book. So that's very important. And so cover reveal, they help me reveal the book cover. So on the day, it's a big thing. I reveal it on social media, and the book launch team reveals it on their social medias, and everybody shares it on their pages. And you know, that's how word spreads. Word of mouth is very important, but you need to kickstart it. It needs to start from somewhere. You need to propel it so that it can spread. That's very, very important. And then other thing that you can do is pre-orders, a pre-order incentive. So whenever I reveal my cover, I always do pre-orders as well, like pre-orders associated with it. Pre-orders can, you know, people can just, you know, I'll tell them that it's discounted. You know, it's usually the ebooks. This is the first time I'm actually doing a pre-order like paperback pre-order for this devotional, and it was actually not intentional. Like, I submitted everything on Ingram Spark, and then I didn't know that by submitting it, that means it's going to be available for pre-order. It was actually a mistake, but whatever. The paperback is available for pre-order on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. So yeah, so basically you can do pre-orders as well, and the pre-order prices is usually less. So it's usually like you know, especially with the ebooks, I usually do like £1 cheaper than what the ebook would actually be on the day. So you can encourage people to get the, you know, pre-order the book, and then they will only be charged once the book releases. So yeah. Another thing you can do is giveaways. So you can do giveaways of like leading up to it. I think I did a giveaway for my debut novel. I basically encourage people who have pre-ordered. I did like pre-order incentives. So I said, if you pre-order a book, send me a confirmation, and then I'll enter you into a giveaway. I stopped doing that because not very many people engage with that. Maybe the incentives wasn't like incentivizing enough or whatever, and so a lot of people, I had a few entries but not a lot. But so that's something that you can do. It just didn't work for me the first time around, so I haven't really done it. I just encourage people to pre-order. And another thing is your front matter and your back matter in your book. So these are all things that you feel like don't matter, but your front matter and back matter are very important, okay? The also by page that you put in your book. So for example, I'll tell you what I mean because I've got my books here. The also by page. So for example, this is my debut novel. Now I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use this one, because this is my latest release. The also by page is very important, because if somebody picks up this book and they don't know about my other books, I've got my also by page here, which tells them about my fiction books and my devotionals, as you can see there. So they would say, oh, she's got three Christian romance novels published. I'm going to check them out because I really like this book. I'm going to check out the others. And then she's like, oh, she's got another devotional published. It's called Outpourings of a Beloved Heart. I really like this devotional. I'm going to check out the other one. So your also by page can also raise awareness for all the other products that you have. It's very important. You're subscribed to my newsletter page. At the end of all my books, I always have a page that talks about the free short story that I offer. This free short story is, you get it as usually, this is an incentive. This is a reader magnet. This is how I get people to subscribe to my newsletter. I offer something for free and then get them on the list. So basically they subscribe to they say, give me the email address, and then I send them a link to download this free short story. So I always put this is how I build my newsletter list, by posting it here, and I post it on my link tree as well. It's one of the top links on my link tree. So a lot of people who click that from TikTok, from Instagram, they download the book, and that's how I build my email list. At the moment, I have well over 500 subscribers to my email list. This is 500 people that you have access to, that you can send emails to and raise awareness about your books. Like, it's not 5 people, it's 500, okay? It's very important, a very, very important thing to do. So don't sleep on it, guys, okay? You can leave a page where you encourage people to leave a review. If you have the next book in the series, you can, at the end of the book, like in your back matter, you can talk about the next book. What I usually do is I write the blurb for the next book, and I say it's coming in 2024. Some authors usually say this is the next book. They do like a sneak peek, like the first chapter. I don't do that. I just write the blurb and I say it's coming in 2024. If I was an author who wrote really fast, I probably would like say pre-order now. You can pre-order now. But obviously my next book, yeah. Maybe when book 4 is available for pre-order, I'll go back and update the back matter for book 3 and tell people to pre-order. So that's something that would, you know, get people moving, get people knowing about your next book. Another thing that you can do is do a discount on backlist titles. You remember, so all these things I haven't even talked about, like, you know, the normal usual marketing things that people do, like ads and stuff like that, and social media. I haven't talked about any of those things. So you can see that there's lots of ways that you can market your book, okay? You can do a discount on backlist titles. So what I normally do when I publish a new novel is that I make the first book, I discount it. So on release day, when I release the third book in this series, I made the debut novel 99 cents, so more people bought this, and then I made the second book $2.99 and the third book was $3.99. So just like that, you can do a discount, and when you raise awareness about the discounted books, people can then read through the series. So that's very important as well. And then this is another important thing which I'm going to touch on slightly, but that's like keywords and categories. Okay, knowing the right keywords to put when you upload your books on print on demand platforms is a very important thing that helps you to get your book to the right readers. People just think that these things don't matter. They actually do. So when Amazon or Draft Digital or Barnes and Noble or all this, when they ask you to insert keywords, that is very important for you to put the right keywords. So, and also the categories that you actually put your books in, because it's very important anyway. So I use Publisher Rocket to help me, because keywords and categories, it helps with the SEO and it helps with discoverability. That's all I know about that. Like I said, I'm not a marketing strategist or an SEO strategist. So yeah, that's all I can say about that. But I use Publisher Rocket, guys. So there you go. These are all the things that you can do leading up to publication and some of the things that you can do inside your book. Now, after publication, some things that you can do. So content marketing. Content marketing is when you sort of like provide content to raise you provide content of value, and then through that people can discover the products and services that you do. Again, it doesn't really matter. You don't need to do this after publication. You can do it during or even before. What I'm doing right now, this is content marketing. So I'm providing content which is telling you guys about how you can market your book as an indie author. And obviously, by talking about this, I'm talking about my products, I'm talking about my books. And if you guys love the content, because I've raised awareness about my books in this video, you may or may not decide to go and check out my book. So that's something like that. It's something that's laborious. Obviously, it takes time, whether you want to provide like a free book. So for example, giving a reader magnet, a free reader magnet, and getting people into your newsletter. In a way, that's kind of content marketing as well, because if they love that free book, they can go ahead and buy your books after, your books after that. So it's something that you might not always see like the results there and then, but I know people who have watched me from this YouTube channel, who have watched my videos, found it useful, and who have gone ahead to buy my book. I know that because you guys have commented on my video. So yeah, I think it works. It's just something that, you need to you need to come into. I love doing YouTube. I love making these videos and I love sharing my journey, but this is also a way of marketing. So that's something that you can think about as well. It can be like YouTube, you can write a blog post, it could be like a short story, all of these different things. And then through the content that you do, you raise awareness for your books. Again, all about SEO and strategies and things like that, which I have no idea about, but that's all I know. Another thing that you can do is influencer marketing. So I tried out influencer marketing when I was publishing The One Who Knows Me. Again, this was because I had nobody knew me. Okay, apart from the people who followed me, who knew I was like publishing a romance novel. Nobody knew me. So what I did was I messaged like a bunch of like Christian bookstagrammers. But the problem with that is it needs to be people who read the who you think that their audience will be similar to yours. The people I just messaged people that had like high following. To be honest, I don't regret doing that, because through doing that I made some wonderful friends. Like one of my friends, Tiffany Goldman. Hey Tiffany, if you're watching this video, I love you, girl. She was one of the people that I messaged, and actually she's now one of my best author friends, and she's one of my beta readers as well. Like through messaging people, I made friends. Okay, I was able to make friends from that community, but that's only because she said that I introduced her to contemporary Christian romance. Before that, she used to read only fantasy. But a lot of the other people that I messaged, their audience they weren't really like my ideal readers. So I don't think that actually helped in terms of the first, but anyway, I don't know. I would never know, how many people actually saw their post and actually went on to, buy my books. But anyway, I sent a bunch of ARC copies, like free advanced reader copies. I sent a lot of advanced reader copies. I think maybe almost 50. I know some authors who have sent like hundreds of advanced reader copies, but I just wanted, the book out there, like anybody who could get the book for free and, leave a review. I just sent as many as possible. And to be honest, I feel like I did get some reviews from there. But like I said, compared to the number of copies that I sent and the number of reviews I got, it wasn't a lot. Like it would never be 50 reviews if you send 50 copies. It would never be like, there will always be people who would not leave a review. So that's something that you should be aware of. But I feel like the thing about influencer marketing is you need to be sure that who the audience of the influencer are your ideal readers. Like, it needs to be people who also read the genre that you're publishing. If not, it's probably just going to be a waste of time, to be honest. That's the only thing about influencer marketing. The other thing is you can do newsletter swaps or promos, or on BookFunnel or Story Origin. I don't use Story Origin, but I use BookFunnel. I have done like newsletter promos, not swaps, but I've done promos. Actually, I've done one newsletter swap with my friend Tokpa Motosho. She is a contemporary Christian romance Nigerian author. I did one newsletter promo. It actually went well because we swapped reader magnets, and we got a lot of people to subscribe to each of our newsletters, which was great. But again, I got new newsletter subscribers, but in terms of how many of those people actually went on to buy my books, I don't know, but I did grow my newsletter list. And then I've done newsletter promos on BookFunnel, which is basically when you include, so you have a book sale, you include all your books, like a bunch of different authors come in, they include their books. It's usually discounted. I've done it for my first 2 novels. I don't think I've done it for my 3rd novel. And then you guys have to share the link to that book sale on your newsletters, and obviously all the authors who are partaking share that link on the news authors. And then when you click on that link, obviously you will see the author's book sale, but lots of other, like, discover lots of other authors as well. So this is a way of building awareness for your book. But again, you need to make sure that the promos that you're joining are with other authors that write in the same genre as you. If not, their audience might not be your ideal readers. So that's something that you need to be aware of, okay? Then you have paid email list sites, so things like Fussy Librarian, Faithful Reads, or BookBub. I've applied for lots of BookBub deals, but I get rejected every time. I've used Faithful Reads, I've used Fussy Librarian. These are basically email list sites where you pay a fee for them to share your book, or this is usually when your book is on sale, they share the sale to a bunch of newsletter, like they usually have large newsletter lists, they share it on there, and then people then click on that, go and buy your book. I've tried this a few times since 2021, and yes, I do get quite a few sales from that, and to be honest, it's not expensive. I think I've never paid up to £30. It's usually about £25 or something, £26 or something like that. And in the grand scheme of things, I think it usually like pays out, like the ROI or return on investment is usually good, because if people buy the first book, they can then go on, some people might then go on to buy the second book and then buy the third book. Again, I would never know who goes on to buy the second book and the third book, but you know, I think eventually it pans out. I just never know. I just know that people do buy the book. Then you've got paid advertising, okay? So you've got Facebook ads, you've got Amazon AMS ads. I have been experimenting with this. So I've been experimenting with Facebook ads. Let me tell you, it has not really gone well. Well, I got some sales, but I don't know. It wasn't as great as I expected. I started experimenting with that this month, but I feel like this is something that I'm going to tell you guys, like update you guys about it, how it's going a bit later, because right now, I don't know. I haven't tried AMS ads yet. I plan to try it in the future, but I actually plan on using like a company that is going to help me run the ads, because I don't understand it, okay? So there you go. So then you've got social media marketing. So you've got sort of like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Pinterest. There's lots of social media platforms. I'm big on TikTok. Yes, that's right. We're going on to 10,000 followers soon, and I would say for me so far, TikTok has been my most successful marketing strategy ever, like since I started my journey. The TikTok algorithm has been favorable to us so far, thank you Jesus. And I've had quite a few videos go viral over the years, like last year and this year, and through that I have been able to hone in, like pull some people into my mailing list, and also gotten a lot of sales from that. So I will make a separate video talking about how I market my books on TikTok specifically, because this video is already way too long and I cannot do that in this video, but there you go. And just a few other things to close this video. I've got podcast appearances as well. So podcast appearances where you can be a guest speaker on a podcast. I have done that as well, where I talked about when I released my book back in June. I was a guest speaker on one of podcasts, Because Fiction podcast. I'll leave the link down below. and just raising awareness about the book and the listeners there. Who knows, maybe from people who are listening to me and listening to my interview, they would be, oh, I'm gonna check out her book. And I know somebody actually followed me on Instagram from that podcast, and they told me they're going to check out my book. Whether or not they buy it, I don't know, but you can see that there's different ways that you can raise awareness for your book. Then you've also got author interviews and speaking engagements. Okay, I've done a few speaking engagements. I done one speaking engagement this year where I actually spoke at a Christian writing group, and it was an amazing experience. I think I documented it in one of my writing vlogs that I posted a few months ago or a few weeks ago. And these are all ways of like speaking to other writers, speaking to other potential readers. So people who, if you deliver like a great a speaking session or whatever, they can then go on to check out your books. That's, again, it's all about raising awareness for your books. And then author interviews as well. I've done quite a few author interviews on Instagram where my friend has interviewed me. Tiffany Goldman, she's interviewed me. I also did an author interview for another author friend of mine who's based in the US. We did one on Instagram as well, and she posted it on YouTube. So those are all ways of you like raising awareness of your author brand, of your books, and getting it into the eyes of potential readers. Okay, again, it's not about book sales, it's about raising awareness. Then you've got like guest blog posts and a blog tour. I tried a blog tour with my second novel, The One Who Loves Me. I don't know if that helped very much, but I think I mentioned it when I talked about like how the book release of my second novel went. I paid like $75 for a blog tour, and basically there was just like different influencers that shared a snippet of the book, an excerpt of the book on their blogs. And then I also did like a guest blog post as well, where they asked me questions and then they shared it on their blog. Again, whether or not this helped, I don't know, but it's all about raising awareness. Okay, now another thing that you can do is like pop-up shops and book fairs. I haven't done book fairs before, but I have done a pop-up shop. I did one pop-up shop in December 2021, and then I'll leave the link up here to how that went for me, and I was able to sell some books there and meet potential readers. And then the last thing I've got on my list here is book signings. I've never done a book signing before. Maybe that's something I'm going to do in the future. I'm just scared that nobody will come, especially here in the UK. But, that's something that I might have to organize and plan, because you have to think about the venue, what time of year and, stuff like that. So there's just a lot to think about to put that into practice. But I know there's a lot of authors, especially in the US, who do book signings. So that is something that if you can do that, if you have a way of doing that in your area, that's something that you can think about doing. So as you can see, I know this video is really long, but there's lots and lots of different ways in which you can raise awareness for your books. If you want to sell it, you need to do something. Word of mouth is also very important. I didn't put it on the list, but word of mouth is important. Talk about your books. Tell people that you are an author. Like before, I used to be very shy about telling people that I write Christian romance books, but now I'm very proud to say I'm a Christian romance author. I've published, this is like my 5th book. Okay, I've published 3 Christian romance novels, and then 1 devotional, and this would be my 2nd devotional, so almost 5 books in total. It's an accomplishment. It's something that is not easy to do. A lot of people write books and they never finish, they never publish it, they never see it to publication. So it is an achievement, and you should be proud of yourself. So talk about your books. You never know who you might meet, who might be interested enough to go ahead and buy the books. I have a lot of people who have messaged me, be like, I read your book, and I asked them, I'd be like, how did you find out about the book? And they were like, oh, my friend recommended it to me. Like, really talk about your books, because you might tell this person, and then this person will go and tell their friend, and the friend will go and tell their friend, and that's how, word of mouth really helps to push those book sales. And you just see lots of people buying, you don't know where it's coming from. Okay, and social media is a blessing to us. Yes, I know lots of things can be happening on social media, but it's a huge tool that God has given us in this day and age. You can reach a lot of people, your ideal readers, on social media. Like I said, 2 things very important. Know your ideal reader, know where to find them. When you know where to find them, know how to interact with them, because when you interact with them and provide that valuable content, they will fall in love with you as the author, and they will check out your products and hopefully buy your books as well. So thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's very long, but I hope you guys found it useful. Again, if you have any questions about marketing, about writing books and everything, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. One thing that I want to say by the end of this video is that I will soon be offering coaching services, just coaching calls for, I know there's a lot of authors here that follow me. So if you want to have like a one-on-one coaching session with me where we just talk about like either brainstorming, whether you're in the writing stage or you're in the publishing stage or the marketing phase, if you want to talk about anything about writing, publishing and marketing, you want to have a one-on-one chat with me either for 30 minutes or 1 hour, I will soon be offering these services as well. So keep an eye out for that, and let me know also if that's something that you would be interested in, because I'm working on setting that up for the new year. So I will, you guys would know when that is up, so I will let you know as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day and God bless you. Mwah. Bye.